Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Goodbye Bullshit, Hello Happiness. Um, my guest is having technical difficulties. She was on the stream and it froze, and I think she's probably restarting, rebooting her phone, her computer. So we'll give her some time to show up. Um, Hopefully, she'll make it back in. But just so, in case she does make it back in, her name is Julie Jonas, and she's an artist, she's a meditation instructor, and she has been a graduate of mine, a graduate client, and she is now a friend, a lovely soul that I wanted to introduce you guys and find out what bullshit she has said goodbye to in order to live a happier life and live a peaceful life. Um, so this is fun. I don't know if she's going to get back on or not. Um, but we're going to go ahead and pick a topic on the fly. So the reason I wanted to get more of what I call ordinary people on the show is so that you get to see not everybody is ordinary people living ordinary lives, or I should say ordinary people living magical lives. And the more they've gotten in touch with themselves and their true self, true essence, the more they have fallen back in love with themselves, and they have been able to create that magic in their life and pursue the things they wanted to. And one of the main things that I give clients as a practice is a choice exercise, where in that you can start with just mundane choices, like mundane everyday activity things, like, from the time you get up, um, you know, usually if you have a routine that you're going to get into, that, whether you jump up, go take a shower first, have your coffee, or if you're taking care of the kids first, or getting on your phone, you sort of put a pause in there. And as you're just still in bed, trying to open your eyes and get up and moving, you sort of just feel yourself, feel your body, and feel your heart, and ask, what are my choices at this point, and what feels best to me in my heart? And for that, then you'll see, for example, if you're just trying to get out of bed, it's okay, jump out of bed and go make the kids breakfast, for example. It could be one choice. Stay in bed for another 10 minutes. Get up and drink coffee, get up, take a shower, whatever your choices are. And you pick each one and you feel it and sort of bring it to your heart center and see what feels better in your heart. Not what you have to do, what you're supposed to do, what feels good in your heart center. And from there, let's say it was like, okay, stay in bed another 10 minutes. After that 10 minutes is up, again, looking at it, what are my choices? What feels good to me? I am going to take a little pause, if you forgive me, just to make sure Julie is not having any problems. And, oh, there she is. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. And on this computer now, I remember I watched one of yours that you did and you were like, I'm sorry for the quality. I switched to my computer. It's fine. Hello.
It's okay. She made it, everybody. So I
Hooray.
already made the introduction. Uh, Julie's here.
Hello. So happy to be here. I was saying to Atusa before my phone decided not to do this. That I don't know. I think this is the first time that we have communicated without a mask ever. So it's fun to see.
To see
On
the real faces. Yes.
Mhm.
So Julie, I already mentioned that you're an artist and you are a meditation instructor. I know you do a lot of fabulous things, and she does have an Etsy shop. Hopefully later on, I'll go ahead and add the Etsy link. And she has been a graduate client of mine and also a friend, and I'm really proud of her for all that she has done. And she's one of the people I can tell now. I before, but especially I think right now she experiences a lot of magic in her life. So Julie, share with us, what bullshit did you have to say goodbye to in order to experience the magic and live a happier life and be in the moment?
Yeah. Thank you for those things about me. Yeah. I mean, some of those things that you said are some things that I've had to learn to change within myself, within my own head, like doing art, or, um, things creatively that I know I can do. Um, along with, I'm sure, tons of other people, put so much pressure on myself to do those things. And that's something that you definitely taught me, that I have to tell myself sometimes that, we pick up all these good things, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I love doing yoga. I love meditating. I love painting. I love music. I used to play violin. I used to do, I say to myself, like, oh, I used to do that. I need to be doing that. I need to be doing this more. And then you start to, I mean, at least for me, just go into these cycles of, well, if I can find time to do this, then I can do that. And then maybe I'll do this. But then, am I going to be doing good enough with that? Or is that going to take away time for this? And how can and it's like, it's not even nice anymore. It's
Yeah.
not even the benefit that I wanted out of doing those activities is lost because I'm instead sitting here stressing over how I'm going to do good, you know?
Yep. Yep.
So that's a
So
big one.
taking away the need, the need from it, and the need to do well, or the need to even have an expectation that it needs to be something
Yeah,
more
totally.
than just really, you just want to do it for the sheer enjoyment, fun, and just the experience of it.
Yeah, definitely. Instead of being like, okay, I'm going to make this painting and it's going to look really good and I'm going to do this good. And then I'm like, oh, but maybe I won't. And maybe it won't be good. It just ruins it. That's a huge thing for me that I've learned and that I'm working on constantly is Tony Robbins calls it like your like self narration,
Mm-hmm.
he describes it as like, um, how you talk to yourself, how you communicate with yourself includes like the stories you tell others about yourself, and that whole, it's like you give yourself a script of who
Mm-hmm.
you are, what you do, like, oh, tell me about yourself. Oh, well, I like to do yoga. Okay, well, I said that now. So I better be doing that
Yeah.
regularly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other aspects of self-talk, like, saying, um, so, oh my gosh, what you said about your New Year message, every
Mm-hmm.
bit of that is everything that I'm wanting to say. You said all in that one last episode of this, about instead of hoping like, oh, why am I still doing this alone? Okay, I'm a single mom. My son is actually turning 9 tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday,
Happy
Mason.
birthday, Mason. But what comes with that is like, oh my God, it's been 9 years. Like, are you kidding me? Like, why still? Like, where are you at? What's happening? And hoping, and it ties in with the love thing too, hoping for what I want so bad, and hoping that I'm gonna like get this, or maybe and the prosperity ties in too. Maybe I'll like get a new client, and then I'll start making enough where I can do these classes, or I can spend more time doing art, just
Yeah.
finding ways to tangle myself into nothing for no reason, just putting too much pressure all the time, when instead, like, I'm so proud of myself right now for how I've been talking to Mason, how I've been talking to myself, and how I approach different situations, as opposed to before just like acting, responding, reacting to whatever.
It's great. Yeah, the avatars, what you're mentioning, I always say we
Yeah.
have these avatars and personas that over the years we've developed, and sort of depending on who we're talking to, where we're at, which avatar comes out and plays in that story with the people that are involved.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot to maintain those avatars. And the best thing is to not have any avatars, or have as little as possible. And even
Yeah.
the ones you keep, as you're playing in that role, at least be aware that right now I'm playing this role in this story.
Right.
So even that gets you separated and not too involved with the story.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the expectations, hope, that changing the definition of hope, that it's not about expectation, it's not about what you're receiving, it's more of a changing it to a trust that
Yeah.
whatever is out there for you is coming to you, is flowing to you. And um,
Yeah.
hope
And
is going to be here.
yeah, and seeing another thing that you taught me, and you talked a lot about in other episodes of this too. Dang it, I just brain farted so bad. Hold on. They're getting new floors above me, and they're just like constantly pounding and rolling. And, oh my gosh, it's driving me crazy. Um,
Tell me, I want to ask you a question.
I'll remember in a minute, but yes, please.
I want to ask you a question, and you tell me if this is too personal,
I'm sure it's not. Let's
and
go.
we will skip it. And it goes back to that the painting you sent me and the note you sent me. So
Yeah,
I'm giving you a heads up where I'm
sure.
headed with this. But I did an exercise with you, and sort of we did this outside in nature, and that was your big aha moment. That was like, I know as we were doing it, I was tearing up. I was so happy. So can you tell us about that moment, what released for you and what you gained, and whatever you want to share about that experience? I know
Yeah.
I totally put you out there at a
Okay.
private moment, but
Thank you. I think you know well enough that I like to talk
I
and
know.
whatever. So, yeah, I had a lot of progress at this point with so I came about these sessions not looking for a fix for something in particular, not really feeling like I was doing all that bad,
Mhm.
but just kind of like, I thought I was going to get some Reiki and it was, going to feel good. And maybe I would just in general feel better and things would be, less stressful. And it very cool. I mean, the second I stepped in, I just like, not this second, very quickly, I just started crying and being like, I've been through a lot, and just, finding things that were bothering me that I didn't realize were bothering me, and, moving past things that I didn't know I could move past, and I had come so far, but then I was at this point where I was still feeling just so much pressure and everything is still happening. You can find so much peace and you can find so much joy and good routines and progress and still, feel like there's so much going on still. It doesn't go away. Life is still moving so fast around you, especially, I'm a single mom. And I have a dog who's pretty much another kid and half the neighborhood comes over, all the time. So there's always so much. And I didn't really know what to even feel about it. Like I was like, I'm doing good, but I just, I want the life that I dream of and I don't have it. And I'm still in this place, and I've always been I've always appreciated nature a lot. I've not been outdoorsy. I mean, when I was younger, I sat around and watched TV most of the time. But I very often will see beauty throughout my day here and there and just like, oh my gosh, so beautiful. Whoa. And people are like, okay, yeah, we get it. Like, cool, Julie, it's enough. But so much had been going on that I wasn't even really like, I would see things that are pretty, but not really feel them, and, and Atusa was like, okay, I think I know what you need. And I think it'll do it for you. Let's go outside. And I'm like, okay, like, sweet. Let's do something weird, like, let's have some like crazy healer stuff happen, And I, and we go outside in her backyard and she has me close my eyes. And there was like construction that day, maybe, or there had been recently. There was noise, but it super didn't matter, or maybe it was quiet in that moment, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway. And she just had me close my eyes and stand there, and she told me to feel, just like, hear everything around you, hear all the beauty, and feel the earth under my feet, and just that energy, that love, that like everything that's there. And tell her when I felt it, so I'm like, okay, I like this. This feels good, like feeling a little grounding in my feet. Okay, like feels good, but it's not enough, right? It has to be what she is trying to present. And so it takes a minute, but I can feel very like a part of, very connected with what's around me. Like I'm not just a person standing in a place. We are, it's everything's connected right now here. And I feel that. And then she told me to open my eyes and to realize that all this beauty around me that I see is a reflection of me. It is what beauty is inside me, the love that I feel, the appreciation, all those things that I want to feel, that I want to fill me up, that's all just being reflected right back at me. I just have to look. And I can't explain the feeling that I had of this, like, just being overcome with, sounds, it doesn't give it justice, to being
Mm-hmm.
overwhelmed with love, with being love, like you have said in your New Year's thing, changing love, what it means. You're not, it's not an action. You're not like, I'm in love with someone, like, you know, you love someone but you can't say you love them, sort of weird thing that it, you know, is a part of culture here. But to exude love, to have and be love and feel it, and you know, receive it. And um I just, I started crying, and Atusa asked me, "What are you feeling right now?" And I just felt like, how could I worry about anything? How could I ever stress or feel bad about anything? Like, this is so beautiful. This is so perfect. Like, I'm so lucky. And it's not even just luck. It's like, you know, I'm putting that out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting it.
Yeah.
I'm here, and we're all a part of this incredible thing where it doesn't matter if there's a billion things piling up all the time, and maybe I'm not doing as well with this thing as I thought I would be by now, or this or that. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm here right now, and look what's around me, and look what I get to do. Look what I get to experience and work on and do better at, you know, the self-talk.
And I think for you, that's a place that it became so a part of you now that I
Yeah.
feel like where even if you get lost in the everyday stuff,
Yeah.
you can find your way back to that moment and feel it.
Definitely.
And yeah, so she said it perfectly. As I got her connected barefoot, we were barefoot on the grass, connect to the ground and the trees and everything. Um, I was releasing things for her and setting up a scene that but we all can do this is not something, I think everybody, if you give yourself the chance to first connect to nature is our, I think, the best way to connect to everything around you and to feel and receive love and be in that state of love, because it doesn't ask anything of you, and there's no expectations, there's no barriers, there's no boundaries, it just is. So it's going to be very easy to be present and stay in that state of love and state of being. And once you connect and feel it, feel like, okay, you know, I that energy coming, and like, you know, when I set the scene for you and you opened your eyes, it's just then you're sort of receiving back that energy, and everything is just a circle flowing back and forth between you and what it is. And I think if the more people give themselves the chance and the opportunity to connect like that with nature and with the people around them,
Yeah.
because we're all a reflection of each other. We're all that light, that love, that's inside all of us, and we can see, you know, be a clear mirror for each other so that we can see each other's magnificence. I can reflect back your beauty and magnificence, and you can reflect it back to me, the same thing. But with people, it gets harder because everybody's putting up their barriers, like we talked about earlier, the avatars and
Yeah.
stories. But with nature, none of that is there. It's more clean and clear and pure, so you can easily connect. And whenever you feel alone, oh my God, when is he
Yeah.
coming? When am I going to have my partner? Step outside and just connect with
Yeah.
that nature. And it just, yeah,
Yeah. It,
you'll get it all.
right. it makes a huge difference. And that's one of the only moments for me where I'm not, this is the brain fart coming back, when, when I'm not thinking forward, like where I'm sitting here and I'm not thinking, why haven't I received this yet or that yet? But what am I getting from life right now? What is life giving me in this moment that I can sit here and appreciate? Like, there's a reason why I'm here right now in this. I'm being given a gift of, having this child I get to bond with so closely on my own, having this, having this or that I don't necessarily think of as this is what is awesome and exciting right now in my life. But you see it, you're in the moment there and you're like, oh my gosh, right now that tree is there for me. This moment, that breeze was just sent here for me right now. It's totally different from normal life, what I see and feel. It's awesome.
And that is magic, folks. That's the magic I'm talking about.
Totally.
You connect and you feel it, and and everything becomes a gift. Like Julie said, when you're outside, that breeze that comes and suddenly you're like, that it's speaking to me. It's speaking to me. It's going between the trees and the leaves. It's speaking to me. And not just what's happening there, every event in your life, like she said, her son, whatever's happening, the dog, everything that happens in your life, you look at it at that moment. This is being given to me as a gift.
Yeah.
It's a gift of love, and how I respond to it is my choice. How I respond to it and see it and use it is my choice. And you get do-overs with all those things. Sometimes it's like it's the same thing happening. You're like, why is this happening? Is because you were asking, why is this happening? If you look at it, hey, look at this.
Yeah.
I get to experience this again. This is a gift. Another gift came to me. And now this time, how do I want to experience this event that keeps coming back to me? How do I want to experience it this time? What do I want to do with it?
Yeah.
So before we go, I would love for people, if you can tell them a little bit about your artwork. Folks that are seeing this live or later the video, the podcast people won't be able to see it, but she has got this gorgeous, she has painted her background. I know, look at all that beauty. She is a beautiful artist. I love her work. Tell us a little bit about that. If you want to tell us how you just got started, what is it? Hopefully tell us about your Etsy shop, whatever you want to share. Go.
Yeah, sure. So Etsy, actually just yesterday, decided that my account needed to be locked because the password didn't change. Anyway, so there's nothing right now that I can do about my Etsy shop, but later I'll post it on. But I kind of just do whatever. Like I paint. I've got some that way. Some paintings up there and down across here in my room. I'll just sit on the floor and paint whatever I'm working on, a couple things, or I'll sculpt, or something else that I do that's weird is I make weird terrariums, like funky ones.
Magical.
Yes. And those are really fun for me that I have on my Etsy that got to figure out shipping. But like, here's one where like I foraged, I can't really see, but I foraged this. That's an actual mushroom, that orange thing.
Yeah.
And then there's a little mushroom with a booty, and there's a lot of funky stuff that I do. But just like using art to do something with my hands and get some of that beauty out there on paper or however it comes out. Yeah.
Nice. And anything you want to share about your meditation instructions? I know you said you work with kids.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody wanted to learn to meditate or to learn some like daily skills that you can do to like unwind or be more present or be more mindful. I definitely do that. I also do like videos for kids on how to deal with certain situations or certain like movements you can do, and just general like tips for kids and parents to get through life more beautifully, more, you know, with more appreciation for yourself and confidence and things like that.
I
Um,
love that. And the kids, it's for what age group? Is it
so
specific age group or any age group?
no, I haven't really put together anything for like older teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
Although like I can, you know, work with something, but little kids I do a lot with. And then like, you know, my son's age around 10, that sort of thing would be a little bit different, and incorporating, you know, like music and different things like that. But yeah, those are things that I did have classes before that I was doing actively, and now it's just if anybody needs something, you know, I will totally help you do that, and I would love to, and send videos and teach more to adults or kids, you know, about what I've learned and things that I've picked up that help me in my day to day.
Great. Well, let's see. Maybe you and I will do more together too on
Yeah,
that one. We'll see. We'll see what's coming
I'd love
up.
to.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing your experiences and allowing me to have you share that private moment. I
Yeah,
know it helped a lot of people. Thank you all for joining us live, or if you're going to watch this later or listen to it on podcast. Wishing you all a beautiful day.
Happy New
Sending you
Year.
all love. Happy New Year. Yes. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.